Hello and welcome to Grossly Competent, the learning, development, and adulting podcast that doesn't claim to be pretty. I will never claim to be pretty, but we will happily pretend we're slightly competent, at least. So I'm your host, Steve Counsell, and I'm joined by the man, the myth, and the legend of Mr. Patrick Aleshire.
Steve, you are a true gentleman and a scholar. I appreciate that.
You are the first to call me that. Both things, as a matter of fact.
It's probably going to be my last.
So what do we got going on, man?
You might be saying to yourself, wow, another podcast. How original.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
And well, yeah, you'd be right.
Yeah.
Steve and I want to share our love of all things learning, development, training, and adulting with anyone willing to listen. And we hope you do enjoy it. Both Steve and I have pretty solid backgrounds in the educational sectors of the world, complete with stories, anecdotes, and some fun sprinkled in.
Oh my goodness, that just sounds like a breath of fresh air. I honestly bet nobody, and I mean nobody, has even touched this kind of market. And if somebody has, do me a favor, don't email us and tell us all about those individuals because they're probably handsome or very good looking. And we, on the opposite side of that, are not. We are mutants. And we'll tell you all about that in a little bit. But Patrick, yeah, you're right. The intent behind this was we both just love learning and development. We love training. And it just so happens to be that we've lived long enough that we're actually full-grown adults. And we just want to chat about all that kind of stuff. So with that, we just kind of thought it would be great for this specific episode. It's the intro, right? It's the very first one. So why don't you get to know us a little bit? We'll kind of talk a little bit about who we are, what we do, why we're even here. And I promise you, all of the jokes about us being so god-awful hideous will make sense by the end of this episode because we will enlighten you about the tale of boomers and the ugly club.
It's a solid story. It's actually
It is
all true.
Yeah, with 100%.
And I'm thinking though, Steve, if for whatever reason the podcast falls flat, if for some reason people have already spoken so much on learning development, I'm thinking that next episode, we do a podcast on podcasts.
Oh, could we actually start a podcast about podcasting and how podcasting has helped other podcasters? Oh my God.
Yeah.
No. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to kind of take the center stage here if you're okay with that. I feel it's probably acceptable for you to understand and know who I am. So as I mentioned, my name is Steve Counsell. I've been in education for just about my entire adult life. I always knew I wanted to go into teaching. I had phenomenal teachers that really helped me kind of steer into that pathway. And with every job I've had, I just have always kind of tended to gravitate towards that educational part, sometimes without even realizing it. Like, legitimately, this is a full-blown true story. The first time I can remember actually training somebody to, like, in a professional setting, I was all of about, I think, 17, and I was training my sister, my oldest sister, while we were working at this gas station that my aunt and uncle owned. And I'd been there for like 3 years. Like, I was not a rookie there. Like, I legit knew this place inside and out. Like, I knew the shortcuts on the registers. Like, I was all about it. And my sister was just starting. So she's like, oh, you can show me this. And my brain fails me right now, but I was showing her something very specific. Like, well, if this happens, this is what you need to do. And I remember her just looking me just dead ass in the eyes. And it was like, yeah, for $8 an hour, I'm just really not going to worry about that. And what she was saying was totally valid if you've ever worked service, gas stations, whatever. Like, I get it. But the kicker is I was making $7 an hour. So that's when I discovered, well, I guess my overall family loves her more, which that's fine.
That
she's
seems
a
fair.
wonderful person. Obviously, she's wonderful. But they clearly also felt that she was worth more too. So there's that. That's what I discovered, that just because you're good at something doesn't mean you're going to make a lot of money, which is why I'm like, why wouldn't I get into training? Like, this is my niche. Like, this is great. Yeah, believe it or not, shortly after that, I went into my first big boy job and I was trained in a literal closet with VHS tapes. Yeah, so that was really cool.
Storage Room B. Milton?
Yes. Have you ever seen the film Waiting with Ryan Reynolds?
I have not.
Oh, you owe it to yourself. Anybody out there listening that has watched that, number one, you are amazing. And number two, you have clearly worked in service at some point in your life. This movie follows an onboarding gentleman at a restaurant, and he is trained, kind of dual trained. He watches these outdated VHS tapes, and then he's given on-the-job training by what can only be described as just complete psychopaths. But it's fun. It's Ryan Reynolds at his most Ryan Reynolds-iest. Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of my first professional foray into training and development and learning and that kind of cool stuff. I've also just really kind of loved being a part of that corporate culture too, just really getting my hands dirty with that and seeing specific problems that education can fix, or just emboldening people to be better or transpire to new and different things. So with that, I've seen tons of learning styles. I've met tons of people, some of which I hope would be happy to come onto the podcast here. Onboarding education, it's amazing how varied onboarding education is. And I have sat through more PowerPoint deathmobiles than I even want to think about. But I think that's a pretty fair understanding of just who I am, my background. Patrick, why don't you tell us a little bit about you?
Well, Steve, before I do that, I will say for the 20-some years that I know you, your personality is perfect for learning development. I mean, just the way you are able to get up in front of people and just tell a story, whether it's at a party or in the classroom, or you're at a train the trainer. Getting a certification there.
At least I wasn't cool enough to get my picture taken and put on the marketing materials, which makes sense because I assumed the cameras were expensive and they didn't want to ruin the film nor the actual camera itself.
I don't know.
To take a picture.
I don't know how I made it on, to be honest. But if anyone is listening, anyone is holding on to the 2019 marketing material, University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee Extensions program, you will find this guy's mug on some of the flyers.
It's pretty incredible. Next to Mr. Buck. Oh, I can't remember his last name to save my soul. But what an absolute gentleman. That's too funny.
Buck Hillstead. Right. Buck Hillstead.
Oh, good. Way to pull that one out.
Well, Steve, thank you again for sharing all about your life in the world, coming up as a young lad in the gas station business, leading us to your now career. About me, my journey's been a little bit different. I knew pretty much nothing about learning development pre-2017. I was a classroom educator for a little over 6 years.
The Lord's work.
I was in my own little world, mostly unhappy with what I considered a crappy paycheck and lots of stress and anxiety.
Yeah.
Now, I knew something else was out there. I just didn't know what. And honest to goodness truth, I remember at one point, probably summertime of, we'll say 2015, 16, as I started kind of thinking about other careers, I did Google, what can teachers do? Like, what are my skill? What skills do I have? What else can I do? What are these transferable skills? There's got to be something else out there.
Yeah, and, absolutely.
And sure enough,
fun of that. Yeah.
in my searches, the training development came up, learning and development, and I started kind of looking like, can I do that? I don't have a degree in training. Is that a degree? Is learning and development a degree? And before I knew it, I'm in a new career and was thoroughly enjoying it. From developing a training program from the ground up, which I did at a manufacturing plant, to leading multi-day new employee orientations, which I did in the entertainment industry, which was so fun, to designing and facilitating leadership training. It's all been really unique and wonderful, but challenging and also rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I too, as yourself, am a bit of a talker, and I have learned the power of effective communication, which it turns out is mostly about listening.
What? I'm just kidding.
Something I've gotten quite good at, except for all the times I'm going to be interrupting Steve.
Well, so far, I think I have about 3 or 4 on my side of interrupts. So anytime you interrupt me is all good. We're both chatters. So that is okay with me. All right. So now that you know a little bit about us, just on the surface, I assume over time you'll get to know us a little bit more and you understand our background with learning and development and training and all sorts of stuff like that. I think we need to talk about the elephant in the room, and that is like the elephant that once sat on our faces, and that is why they look the way they do. So I'm going to leave that one up to you. You do a far better job of telling the story than I do. I'll just interject here and there whenever I feel like my opinion is valid.
Great. Happy to do so. I have
Thank you.
Relived this story, as I'm sure you have, a couple 100 times.
Every day,
20 years. But if I remember correctly, it was a clear black night, a clear white moon. Steve and I were on the streets trying to consume some skirts for the eve so we could get some phones, pulling in our rides, chilling all alone.
Yeah. Well, no.
Yeah. Okay.
That does not sound accurate because I have never been that cool in my life.
Okay.
That sounds like regulate.
You're right. That was.
Okay. All right.
Let me try again. And bear with me. I have told this story so many times. I'm not making this part up, everyone listening. I've told this story many times. I have typed it out. I've spoken about the story on a separate podcast. And so I actually went into my good friend and probably yours, ChatGPT, and said, hey, can you summarize the story about the Ugly Club?
Whoa. Hold on once here. You got sick of telling a personal story so much that you're like, I want a robot to tell it back to me so I can tell it again.
It's very concise.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you used it to tell a story concisely, which I am not helping right now by just making this segment longer. All right. Well, do tell us about that fateful evening.
About 20 years ago. Again, this is ChatGPT talking. You and Steve were out with your friend Joe, my brother-in-law, mutual friend of ours, at a bar called Boomers in Pewaukee, Wisconsin. Upstairs was a sports bar, downstairs a noisy club.
Oh, wait, hold on. No. All right. So I don't necessarily believe that the top was a sports bar. And please, if anybody is listening to this, all one of you maybe out there that has been to Boomers, is it even around anymore? I don't know.
It is not.
If it's a part of your history of going to Boomers, please settle this bet. I still hold in my head canon that it was a country bar on the top due to the amount of Toby Keith and like cowboy hats and boots, and I swear NASCAR was on. Like, and I feel like that's the perfect storm of a country bar. No, the basement, you're right, was totally like a Jersey Shore club, which was like just absolutely shocking to go from one to the next. Like, I need to use the bathroom. You go upstairs and they're like, keep your hands. Like, whoa, okay. And then you go downstairs. All right.
Well, Steve, that's a good recollection. We may have been there on country night, but I am going to let you know, my Google search has said in multiple instances, Boomer's Sports Pub and Grill is permanently closed.
All right.
Wait, well, parentheses plus country. You made it.
Are you kidding? It does?
No.
Oh, man. All right, you got me. All right, I'm sorry. I interrupted ChatGPT's retelling of this fine evening, so I will.
So yes, we were downstairs in the noisy part. While the three of us were hanging out in the club portion of this fine establishment. I love that it calls it that. You and Steve noticed a very attractive young woman heading your way.
I actually forgot ChatGPT spit this out to you because when you said fine establishment, there was a moment in my head. I'm like, we've already said it's not around anymore, right? Like, we're not like trying to get free drinks or something. So, okay. Yep. I'm sorry. All right.
The two of you were shoulder to shoulder, expecting she might be coming over to talk. Instead, she extended her arms like parting the Red Sea, shoved you both aside, and went straight past to Joe, who didn't even know her.
Hold on. Sorry. Sorry. I told you the amount of interrupting is just going to be too damn high here.
It's great.
I don't think ChatGPT can really just accentuate how powerful the parting of us was. We were shoulder to shoulder talking, just like something really important as 20-somethings. And this woman just like, excuse me, and just took her hands in like the prayer shape, jutted them forward, and just pushed us apart like we were just,
when you say
nothing.
20 yards, probably a big shove. At least 20 yards.
Well, that's where my ego went. Yeah. Physically, the matter of feet, but my ego, I'm still hunting for it. Like, it like knocked the spirit out of me. It was just absolutely crazy. I feel like that's very important.
It was a jaw-dropping experience, and not in a good way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, ChatGPT. Please continue.
All right. The rejection was so blunt, powerful, and dramatic, it bruised your egos and sparked a running inside joke between you and Steve. The Ugly Club.
Yup.
Over the years, you kept the bit alive through texts, chance run-ins, family gatherings, and even LinkedIn messages.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to top each other with self-depreciating Ugly Club stories.
Mm.
Steve, nice guy coming up here, even saved your number in his phone as Ugly Patrick Aleshire to keep the tradition going.
There was also a bit of selfishness in there, too, because I don't exactly have a ton of friends with the letter U. So it's like, oh, I got to get a hold of Patrick. I just click the U, or like, what would that be? The number 8 on the dial pad, and then it'll bring everybody up, and then you were always the top one.
Well,
you're welcome.
In my phone, you were Steve Counsell.
Oh, well, all right.
The club has only 2 members, you and Steve.
Yep.
Joe, despite being the cause of it, I love that. He is the cause of it. And was never allowed in. You joke he's too handsome, like a 90s Brad Pitt, to ever qualify.
Yeah, well, come on. He totally was. That's not fair. Not was. He is. Now he's silver foxing.
Yes.
My God, time can't touch you. And at that time, he was a stallion. I tell you. So yeah, he never. No, there was a time we entertained inviting him in as like an honorary member, but no. We basically gave him a fake certificate. Like, yeah, here you go. But we always knew he was never in. And I'm so sorry, Joe, if you're just finding out about this right now. Not that you're listening, but if you were, you're just finding out right now, but you're not in. Sorry, bud.
At its core, club became less about that one night and more.
Wait. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. Wow, you're the one that started off by saying I'm gonna interrupt Steve a lot. I'm like, hold my Zima. I'm gonna interrupt you a lot. Is this is not still Chat GPT? Like what year?
These are the words of a kind AI.
I can't wait for the robots to analyze what this night was about. All right, I'm sorry. Yeah, what is it?
I love it at its core. About one night and more, it's less about that one night and more about decades of friendship, humor, and the ability to laugh at yourselves. While a nameless woman from Boomers still lives rent-free in your heads, never knowing the legacy she left behind.
Okay. I got to admit, that's pretty wild. But ChatGPT has this thing, and we are talk about AI in a future episode. We've discussed that. ChatGPT has this thing where it always wants to tell you what you believe you want to hear. Like, if you're like, I'm debating between this and this, but I really like this, it'll always be like, you should go with that. Like, it always tries to cater to the audience that it is talking to.
Sure.
So in this, ChatGPT meant, but the Ugly Cup has nothing to do with friendship or humor. It's all about us coming to terms with the fact that 20-somethings with hideously disfigured faces, that we're just born, and our only solace is October 31st every year.
Yes.
So ChatGPT tried so hard. But I'm going to give ChatGPT some credit, though.
Steve,
the fact that it mentioned this woman is wild.
Yes. Let me interrupt you. Why?
Yeah,
so we all know October 31st, it's Halloween, but why is that so good for us? I mean, it seems like,
well, because it's like the one day we're accepted in our like full form. Like, we don't have to put a mask on, or like, people usually don't go running and screaming like in terror. They're usually like, wow, you must have spent a lot of time on that costume. And I'm like,
yeah.
No, I did. And then they're like, oh, wow, I can't wait to take a picture of you. Then they do, and then their camera breaks on their phone, and then they're mad. It's a story, but that's why Halloween's the best.
Perfect. Well, Steve,
yes.
This is a perfect time in the episode to thank our sponsor.
We have a sponsor?
We do have a sponsor. This week, this episode, ours is wood. That's right. This episode is sponsored by wood. Trees were like, hey, we're already doing oxygen, shade, and squirrel housing. Why not also hold up literally every human structure ever? Wood, the original multitasker. You can build a house, carve a spoon, whittle away your free, or just dramatically poke a campfire with it while thinking about your life choices. It's strong, it's natural, and unlike your ex, it actually supports you.
Oh, go somewhere else with that. And I was like, boy, I think we want to try to keep this PG. All right. Well, it's okay.
Furniture, guitars, toothpicks, pirate legs. Wood does it all. Without it, we'd basically just be sitting on rocks and drinking soup out of our hands. So next time you lean on a table, strum a chord, or trip over a coffee table, thank wood. Wood, standing tall since forever. Now, back to the podcast, which, let's be honest, would sound way better if you listened while sitting in a nice wooden chair.
Wow. Oh, thank you so much to that sponsor. My good, my father is quite the woodworker, honestly.
Who would have thought?
That was so. All right, that's the very long-winded version. I know ChatGPT tried, but I won't let the robots win. Sorry, but yeah. So the whole idea that's the concept behind this podcast is that we are grossly competent. We anyway. So yeah, you're now part of the Uggos. We'll see about letting some others into the club. Maybe down the road. I don't know. We'll find out. It'll be the first time we've opened the doors to the public. But you'll have to give us a really good reason.
It's like we're finally going to go public, like publicly traded. it's been a private entity so long.
We're IPO'd and our stock is
plummeted.
just self-worth. And you can try at some, like, I want to be included in that. Then you're really just giving up your own self-worth.
Well, and our stock goes down, which is good. It's in the negatives.
Everyone's collected stock gets worse.
Yes.
At least you can bet on that. That's good. So anybody out there that is interested in Wall Street bets, Ugly Club will be the ticket item. That's good. I have a friend of mine that's really big into crypto, so maybe I'll talk to him and be like, can you release a crypto coin of the club? And we can be some of those shysters. No, I don't want to do that. That sounds abysmal. No, that's like an absolute nightmare. All right. So, yeah, I think it's worthwhile telling that story because you're right. You and I have joked around about this for so long. I am surprised some algorithm hasn't just combed like our LinkedIn messages and been like, okay, there's a problem here, guys. Like, I think these two are actually insulting each other when it's like, no. We're not trying each other. We're trying to help each other out and navigating this life.
And the one thing I want to point out, which we're gonna bring up one more time at the end of the episode, in a little dedication. But Steve, I really like what you always said when telling the story about how this woman that she doesn't even know.
Yeah, that's I think the part that gets left out. Like it's the fact that this woman, this 20-something-year-old woman, for the last 22, I don't know, 20 some odd years, has been the topic of conversation between Patrick and I. We do not know her name. If she was to stand up in a lineup in front of us, she could be one of two people, and I probably get it wrong. Like, I don't know. Do you remember what she looks like? Because I don't. No. But she has lived rent-free in our heads, and she has been the focal point of so many conversations, so much, that I just love the fact that there is a point that I might be driving on the highway, and I could possibly pass her, or like be at a grocery store, and she's the person that's in front of me, or maybe she's working there. I love knowing that it's like this anonymity, that she's just this ethereal character. I love that. All right, so now we discussed the finer details of the abnormal and whatnot. We certainly have some ideas for some of the episodes that we want to cover on the show. But we also really would love your input too. Patrick and I have our ideas of what we think is really fascinating, what's interesting. But if you're going to listen to us, we want to know what you think too. What do you like about learning? What do you like about development, about training? Or what do you hate about them? What do you just despise? But on top of that, we also plan on just talking about random stuff that deals with being an adult too. Just being an adult in the workforce, being an adult, just navigating the ongoing ordeal, the standard life. So nothing wild and crazy on that, but we want to have some fun with this, and really like it if you would participate with us too and tell us the things that you like. To give you a little bit of some background on some of the things that we're going to touch on in the next 10-ish episodes, something like that. And if any of this strikes you as fancy, stay tuned. We plan on talking about the absolutely obnoxious LinkedIners that try to sound like more intelligent than they actually are. We're going to talk about AI and the state of learning and development and any other jobs that might kind of cross our paths. We're going to talk about learning and development models like E and stuff like that, self and group assessments. And we are even talking about having some guests. You don't have to listen, just Patrick and I banter forth, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, please let us know what you like. We promise we won't phone it in all the time. Most of it, but not all. But we also want to hear from you. So please, we're going to give out our information at the end of this podcast. Please reach out. Let us know something that interests you.
Steve's security number is?
Yeah, it's 8675309.
Oh, Jenny. Nice.
Dang it. Got me good.
Well, Steve, before we kind of wrap things up today, I know you've got a few things you want to mention. We thought, since, again, we couldn't pick her out of a two-person lineup,
no,
we thought we would do our absolute best to do each episode of this podcast, do a show dedication. To cover all bases, I have thrown hundreds of names in a spinner. And each week, we're going to hit the wheel, spin the wheel, and we're going to dedicate the episode to whoever it lands on. And I hope by the time we hit episode 264, that we at least have reached out and given a shout out to this woman, because she deserves it.
I absolutely love this. It is our one opportunity to publicly thank her for everything she's given us on accident. This is great. All right, let's see the wheel in action here. I'm pumped.
Okay, here we go. I am clicking to spin. Ooh, going around.
Nice. I like it.
And it has landed on, drum roll.
Ooh, who?
Olivia.
Oh, Olivia, thank you so much for everything. We really appreciate you, Olivia. So all the Olivias out there, or just the one in particular, thank you for everything that you have given us. You are amazing.
Olivia, I am bowing to you, giving you my thanks.
Oh,
can't see it.
Great.
But this is amazing.
I can't think of a better way to wrap this up here. First and foremost, thank you so much for joining us on Grossly Competent. And if you like what you hear and you're thinking, wow, Patrick and Steve are like the coolest dudes ever, even though they're giant abominations, I would love to support them in some way. Well, we would love that with all of our heart. That'd be great. You can do that in several ways. We do have a Patreon set up. You can come visit us at patreon.com/growlycompetent, one word smashed together, just like faces. We'll also, if we can, maybe some show notes on Patreon too. I'll see about trying to take care of that for everybody. As if your ears couldn't hurt enough from this content, you can also read about it too. You can also follow Patrick and I on LinkedIn if you want to take this thing a bit It is Patrick Aleshire, and I am Steve Counsell. We are in the midst of trying to do some socials, but you have to give me a little bit because I am a non-socials person. Maybe we can talk about that in a future podcast at some point. But last but not least, I can't tell you how much we would appreciate that if you actually enjoyed this conversation or one of our other episodes and you like the content, whatever podcast program you're using, whatever platform, if you can give us a like or 5 stars of some kind, we would totally appreciate it. We genuinely don't care what you say about us because you're not going to hurt our feelings.
Our ego has already been smashed.
Yeah. Don't like test the boundaries of our imagination by all means, but genuinely just giving us that like would really help us and make our days a little bit brighter. Patrick, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Yes. However you end up getting your podcasts, you may have heard of Spotify, Amazon, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora is still around. However, little disclaimer, if you do download this episode on Napster or LimeWire or Kazaa, we are not responsible for the adware, for the Trojan horses. So please be careful out there on the interwebs, the www dots of the world.
Oh my God.
I don't want you to go back to the Geek Squad and say that you can't get into your TikTok because you have downloaded a Trojan horse.
Absolutely nobody under the age of 20 knows what you're talking about. Now we've lost all of you. Thank you again, fellow Uggos, and we will see you next time. Ugly out.
Peace.